I thought you would have had better hands than that, man. You dropped like 4 passes. My name's Eddie, and do you know why I'm here? No, I'm here. I created an anti-drug, alcohol, and tobacco curriculum, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit just about my personal story. It's a very challenging story, and maybe if you want to listen, you can listen, and if not, I appreciate that as well. It's basically just here to talk to you about about making choices, the right choices, and I'll just give you a personal, just so I can verify. I'll give you a few of my personal things that happened to me in my life. I turned to drugs and alcohol when I was 8 years old. My father my father was a Vietnam vet, airborne, hardcore, and came back to the States and became a Hell's Angel. So I'm back in New York, Western New York, I grew up. And I was surrounded by a lot of violence, a lot of guns, drugs. And these guys were like military hardcore, but yet they were bikers. So I was fortunate enough to pull myself out of that a little bit and realize and try to make some right choices. And I didn't know what drug addiction or alcoholism was all about. I didn't know it was like playing Russian roulette. Pretty much that's what it is. You put a bullet in a gun, you spin the barrel, you pull the trigger. If you blow your brains out, you blow your brains out. And that's what it's like with drugs. You never know what drug is going to be that bullet. A 14-year-old girl died last weekend because she inhaled helium. She was at a party and they were passing the helium thing around, and it got to her. She didn't want to do it. They threw the mask on her. She inhaled it, she died. How many times have I've inhaled helium? It makes your voice sound funny. People do it all the time. It's a party trick. She's dead because of peer pressure. That's just her story, but I just happened to read that today. They were passing the mask around. It got to her. Bottom line is just, I would have probably, I don't know what my choice would have been back then, 14 years old. I probably just let them put the mask on because of peer pressure. But looking back on it, I never had someone to stand in front of me in school, or, I mean, personally to tell me the things that I'm telling you, and it's just, as far as me, I was glad when I finally did speak up, but I look back on it, and it's really what caused a lot of my anger. Bullied, picked on, beat up. It all started with the courage to change. That's all it's about, the courage to change. Whatever you feel in your life that you need to change, you need to make the changes. You need to say to yourself, what do I need to do today to make changes? The biggest thing for me was not being judgmental. I judged everybody. I'm sure I'm being judged right now, but it's okay, because we all do it. Just depends on what level we do it at. I'm looking around the room, I see, it doesn't matter whether you're listening or not listening, because I'm not judging anybody. Everybody has their own agenda, everybody has their own backstory, and I understand that. Some people got a lot going on. It's okay, mentally. You just gotta try to reel yourself in and focus. And that's what it's all about. It's all about focusing, making right choices, and saying to yourself, do I need to change? Is there someone that I can help? Is there someone that I know that's hurting and I don't speak up? Well, it's time to start speaking up. If the time is right, if you feel you can help them, then do it. Start hanging around with people that are smoking weed and doing other drugs, and before you know it, you're doing the drugs too. So you have to make the choice. You have to make the choice. Do you want to put yourself in that scenario where you could be subjected to that or not? Dangers of drugs and alcohol and tobacco as well. And all because I got into service and I help people, I've been able to stay clean and sober. Anybody over here? Nobody? Just listening intently? Yeah. How you doing, buddy? Did I ever get lung cancer? No, because I didn't smoke cigarettes. However, my father died of lung cancer on Mother's Day. So, so I'm very familiar with what cigarettes can do. My father was 47 years old. That may not sound like, that may sound very old to you, but as a man, to die at 47 of lung cancer, that's pretty tragic. That's a great question, how most people don't even quit drugs or use it. 99% of people do not find recovery. That's a fact. 1% of people that become addicted to drugs or alcohol get clean and sober. That's pretty sad. Think about it. 1%. If everybody in this room was to use drugs and alcohol, what do we got, 80 people? Right? Think about it. 8 is 10%. right? I mean, that's pretty rough. It's a death sentence.